This is a story about a group of people with lived experience who had been advising housing justice work happening in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. I know what it's like to have nothing. I know what it's like to have lost your parents at a young age, to have been through the system. I know what it's like to be a prison to your own addiction.
Mhm.
And all those things, all those experiences had honestly just made me a more compassionate person. And um, I thrive off of the work I'm doing today with NIS, with this group, with the Directors Council, with Dakota County and all the other boards that I sit on, the Dakota County Housing Coalition, etc. I thrive off of this because I know my experiences, my journey, it's not for nothing. It's going to
Right.
produce good fruits. And that to me is, that gives me happiness.
A group of people with lived experience who have been advising housing justice work happening in the Twin Cities came together to tell the story of who we are and why we matter. You can think of this project as a collage representing the fact that we are not monolithic people and our experiences aren't either.
You had said, I want to be the voice for someone that can't. On my journey through whatever I've been through, like these past 3 or 4 years, that I always told my friends, I'm like, no, I'll take whatever crap gets put out there because I know, like, someone that would get the, like, thrown at them,
Yeah.
maybe not be as strong headed or hard headed as I am.
There was no designated destination when we began. We saw the path unfold with each step that we took together, and each and every one of us played an important role in the process. This process mirrors what we have experienced as advisors throughout our journey to advance housing justice within the Twin Cities.
It's important that we're looked at as a group of individuals who have not just seen this firsthand. We've lived it. Some of us have worked in it. Some of us have seen the policies that organizations are upholding. Some of us have, uh, are working with other government agencies. Are working with other city, state officials on this work as well. So I would like for us to just be recognized as a collective of individuals who want to come together to, um, see better housing and social service opportunities for those from all walks of life.
We spent 2 weeks telling the stories of our experiences as advocates, as people who have experienced homelessness and housing instability, as people that live in this world. Being in community with one another is the first step towards transforming our systems. As we spoke with one another, we were vulnerable. We opened up our hearts and our stories with one another, and we even changed because of it. We believe that transformation happens when we grow and change ourselves alongside the structures of oppression that prevent housing justice.
For me, it was a lot of like my own disabilities, like with ADHD, anxiety, things like that, that I personally needed help with. I needed more advocacy with, on top of dealing with my children's, ADHD and anxiety, PTSD, things like that, because of what we've been through. So I think that we should have advocates as long as we need the help. Like they should always keep our cases open, our files open, in case we ever run into a situation like one month I might be short on the rent. I want to call my advocate, hey, what can you do to help me? Because not all the time do people meet the, qualifications or the criteria for 211. So they might know something that we, as people, as mothers, as individuals don't know. So I think that, like I said, it should be a ongoing kind of like, you're there when I need you, instead of having to get to know these new people and things like that. It's already in the file, or what have you, or you have this number and you always could reach out to this person.
Fast forward to that, when you're dealing with child protection, just know that once they're removed from your care, if you're on any government assistance, they're going to take all your income. And then once you lose all that income, you're going to lose your housing. And it's not necessarily saying that people will lose their housing, but in my case, I lost my housing. I became homeless. I was homeless in Hennepin County for 15 months, never got help. And I didn't know what to do with myself until I started doing this advocacy work. So I know that was a mouthful, but like for people that for parents that are out there that are scared to have a voice, speak up, be heard, because that's what the system wants us to do, is to be quiet. They want to control what we do, how we say it, how we act. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit there and let the government define who I am as a person, because they think it's okay for them to take children from parents that they feel don't deserve their children.
Don't give up hope. Despite what you may think or feel alone, there's always someone there that will be willing to assist as much as they can, even though it might not feel like it. But there's somebody always there to walk alongside you. You just have to seek those people out. Also, even though it's scary, don't be afraid to slowly, quietly put a plan in place and be ready to leave. And don't be afraid to lose everything, because things can be replaced. Your life cannot.
There is a story to be told about the Twin Cities, one of struggle, of civil unrest, of hurt, of pain, of sorrow, but also one of a community and its resilience. We will not allow each other or our stories to fall through the cracks.
One way I definitely want to pay it forward and help the next person who's in a similar situation is being a voice, being an advocate for them, also being a real life testimony, real life success story. A lot of people, sometimes when they get into these positions where they're not able to find housing, find opportunities, and they feel like their back's against the wall, a lot of times we kind of stop there. We kind of use that as an excuse to not want to continue to prosper, continue to uplift ourselves and empower ourselves. So one thing I want to use is not just my voice and my story, my lived experiences, but also my work experiences, my position that I have currently working as a housing and financial capabilities manager at the Urban League Twin Cities provides me with the opportunity to advocate for, to create relationships with, different private landlords, different institutions and systems who are pretty much responsible for this current state of homelessness and housing, limited housing access and opportunities that our community faces.
Steve William writes that transformative organizing is defined by explicit intention to transform both the systems and the individuals engaged in those campaigns in an effort to win genuine liberation for all.
Change has to come. In order for change to come, we do need, as I will call and say, the big wigs, the people who are in power, people who are in authority, as we were saying, come to the kitchen table and let's have this conversation. I don't understand, even outside the scope of homelessness, why is it that there has to be this great divide? And I don't think that's the term I want to use, but what the point I want to make is, why is it a threat that everyone cannot have their piece of the pie? So, since we use that term, like, there's not enough to go around.
Finding ways to build change throughout our collective humanity is an essential ingredient in the way we get free.
System. Each and every night, each and every day, for freedom I'ma fight, in each and every way. Each and every night, each and every day, for freedom I'ma fight, in each and every way. Each and every night, each and every day, for freedom I'ma fight, in each and every way. Each and every night, each and every day, for freedom I'ma fight, in each and every way. They killed Martin, he was leading with love. Knocked the Black Panthers off the map, you know they couldn't see us with guns. Fred Hampton in a pool full of blood. So many assassinations in the nation, we on the run. But I won't run no more, standing fighting the war. Organize my troops to shoot the truth right through the court. Kicking the door when you lock me out. They seeing score after score and they trying to stop me now, but they Kwame Brown. Ain't no justice from the outside, that's only within. If more of our people see it that way, then we gon' win. I mean, we already won, but fell in the victimhood. Got disconnected, miseducated, and so misunderstood. Wish I could heal the world if I had one wish.
Lord, we ask that you touch us, that you cover us, that you protect us. Lord, that no harm or danger will come to us. Lord, we ask that we not only survive, but that we are able to thrive in this season. Lord, I pray for abundance over each and every person under the sound of my voice. Lord, help us to stop being in a survival state where we are willing to do anything, where we are willing to kill and steal and destroy each other. Lord, help us to find a greater purpose in life than fame and money. Help us to remember why we are here, who we are, and whose we are. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
If I had one wish, was pissed growing up finding out genies didn't exist. I bees with a fist in the air, like my sister with an afro hairstyle, and all black holding it down. Many families broken down from a systematic strategy. Diplomatic leaders colonizing nationalities. Evil tactics they practice attacking our humanity. History repeating itself and I see insanity. On a journey seeking for wealth and they wanna manage me. Take advantage of my talents but not have me eat. I be in the grave before being a slave. Tumbling in my DNA, we gon' keep breaking them chains. Because each and every night, each and every day, for freedom I'ma fight, in each and every way. Each and every night, each and every day, for freedom I'ma fight, in each and every way.